All right, so the first exercise that I'm going to have you do is a pelvic tilt in supine. So we're going to take gravity out of it, and we are going to work on seeing if we can get that muscle memory connection going in your pelvis, just laying down. So get on the floor, get on the table, and you're going to come here. You're going to lay on your back, and you should be able to make space under here, which would be an anterior pelvic tilt because I'm rotating my pelvis this way. Again, an arch. And then I should be able to flatten it. And now I have posterior pelvic tilted, all right? So I'm going to arch, I have room, anterior pelvic tilt, and now I contract my abs, and now it's flat, and I can posterior pelvic tilt. What people will do to cheat is they will arch in their upper back to make room. It doesn't count. You are using your upper back, not your pelvis to do it. So your upper back needs to stay still. Can you posterior pelvic tilt, flatten, no room, anterior pelvic tilt, make room, all right? So once you master that, then you can come up and work on it in sitting. You can put your hands right on the top of your pelvis here, put your hands on those bony prominences there. Can you then, same thing, can I make it go arch, anterior pelvic tilt, flatten, posterior pelvic tilt? I feel my abs. It's not upper back doing anything. Same thing, you have to keep it all in still other than that pelvis, all right? I'm going to show you another seated version that you can do with a exercise ball here next. So here is another way to train your pelvic tilts. Just take an exercise ball. You're going to sit here. Again, I like to put my hands on top of the hips so you can get that feedback. Touch those bony prominences right in the front, the ASIS. And can you arch and posterior pelvic tilt? Anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt. Can you make sure that you feel your hand go flat, pointing down, flat, pointing down, without. So if I did it like this, see my upper body movement doesn't count. Upper back stays still. It's all in the pelvis. Feel some abs when you're posterior pelvic tilting on this exercise. So that is another step that you can do once you've mastered laying down and seated. You can use a ball to kind of assist you with that rocking motion. All right, now we're going to go into doing this in a quadruped position. So that is going to be your knees under your hips. Hands are going to be under your shoulders, and we're going to do it called a cat-cow, cat-camel here, all right? But we're only really going to focus on the pelvis part of it because this is a good exercise for your whole back to work on, but I only want to focus on this for the pelvic tilt region. So take a band, and you're going to put it right in your low back here, and then wrap it through your hands here. You're going to come down, and by having this band, you're going to get feedback because when I go into a posterior pelvic tilt here, I'm going to feel that band get tighter. When I go into anterior pelvic tilt, that's going to make it a little looser, more slack in it. Okay? Tighter, posterior pelvic tilt, anterior pelvic tilt. So now I have feedback if I know that I am doing the proper pelvic tilt in my pelvis. If I was just doing my upper back, I'm not going to feel that band really move much. But if I really get that pelvis going, I'm for sure going to feel it tighten up when I do this exercise. So adding that external feedback is what we call, is a great way to know if we're using our pelvis properly in a quadruped position. Then hopefully you can then stand up and start. Okay, so now you have mastered laying down doing a pelvic tilt. You've mastered it in sitting, and maybe you've tried the quadruped cat-cow exercise. So now we're going to do it in standing. So to make it easier, locking your upper body in should make it easier. All right, and it's just getting reps at this. Can you go in here, get in your golf posture, okay, good hinge, and can you just do your pelvic tilts to a point that it becomes smooth, all right? Once you hit the shake and bake, or it's not shaky, it's smooth, and you can probably do, 3 sets of 15 when you add this to your program to work on that. We then would just start practicing it here. Now we take away our hands, and now we have to master it in standing without any stability right here. So that would be the final layer or the final exercise to really work on getting that pelvic tilt down before then we start incorporating it into some slow motion swings like they preach at Athletic Motion Golf, and then we start going faster. And the only way you're going to know this is record your swings. So if you see yourself not getting in that position, then record it and then check back after and see if you, after all this training in the gym, is it starting to translate into our actual golf swing. All right. So I hope this helps, this 3-part series. We know why the pelvic tilt matters. you know how to assess whether you can do a pelvic tilt properly, and then there were some corrective exercises or exercises you can add into your programming to try and train that. It's a very, very important motion. You need to master these simple moves to allow you to optimize your swing. All right, so if you can't do it, start incorporating it, and I bet you will see great improvement in your overall golf swing. Take care.